morning's here.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Friday edition of the Disney Morning Show, aka the best edition of the entire week. I am Kyle, the editorial director for Laughing Place, and today I am joined once again by Tony.
Hi, Tony.
Hello.
Tony is fresh back from an assignment that we will get to in just a minute.
Yes.
But let's say some hellos on this great Friday morning.
Well, Fred says, hey, and welcome back. I guess he wasn't expecting us so soon. Jeannie
You never know.
says, good morning.
Like the Spanish Inquisition.
Gio says, good morning on a Friday, and it also agrees it's the Kyle and Tony show now. So might as well. At least I know I'll probably be called on for at least another week. But yeah.
Yeah, I just have to see when we can actually do them in that week. But also, I want to note that my neighbors are doing some sort of construction, so you'll hear weird noises, and I will try to mute when I'm not talking. But right now, let's get started with this episode the way we start every episode. When we last checked the stock price on Wednesday, it was at $112.41. Today, not looking so hot. Let me refresh this again. Did it go up in between? 111.10. So it is down. And why is it logged? Okay, we're good. It logged me out of. I just opened the document and it was like log in. I'm like, I just logged in. What are you talking about? Anyway, we're gonna move right along. That's right. It gets the breaking news treatment. Tony, as I mentioned, you just got back from assignment. What were you up to?
I did. Hopefully my signal is saying it's dropping a little bit, so I'm sorry. But I headed over to Disney's Hollywood Studios to check out Walt Disney Presents. Anybody who knows what Walt Disney Presents is, it's an ever-changing exhibit, at least for the modern day sections. And they have installed Walt Disney Imagineering Presents and boards and art and a giant model of the Tropical Americas, Monstropolis, and the Cars attractions coming to Walt Disney World in the coming years. So everybody can check this out now. It's in the area that used to be for the Disney Wish, which was 2021 when the Wish came out. So it had been there for quite some time, but now we're getting some new stuff to look at. Mostly concept art on a board. The big model is the Tropical Americas, but it also confirmed to us that it is going to be called Monstropolis. A lot of us thought, because Billy Crystal introduced it as the Monsters, Inc. land at D23, the Ultimate Disney Fan event. And after that, it was always kind of referred to as the Monsters, Inc. land in official context. But now we see it plain as day right in front of you, Monstropolis. And it's really not surprising because the city's name is Monstropolis. So yeah, you would expect it. But some of us also thought they would.
I'm so excited for you to read my article.
Okay. So I know some of us thought they might have taken the Cars Land Radiator Springs approach with it, which is why I always kind of walked on eggshells with the idea of calling it Monstropolis. But alas, it's officially there. But
I also realized if I would have looked a little closer at these photos, I could have used the word maquette that I wasn't sure if I should use or not and just said figures. But as I pointed out in my article, we have an unobstructed Mike Wazowski.
That's true. Yes. The big draw here, though, is going to be the Tropical Americas model. It is of size and fully detailed, and you can see the Madrigal Casita. In the distance, you can see the temple. That's the Dino Institute now. That's going to become the Indiana Jones attraction. You can see the carousel. Although the carousel, you don't see the miniature like figures. You just kind of see the canopy for it. And then the restaurant that's taking over, Restaurantosaurus.
This looks like an Asaurus of some sort right there.
Yeah, it's the former back end of Cementosaurus, the Dino Ramo one. That's not true. I'm just saying that. But yeah. That model also confirms my beliefs, our hopes and fears that they're just going to slap a temple on top of the existing Dino Institute building. But yeah, so a lot of all the art on the boards is stuff we've already seen, to be completely honest. But the model is definitely eye-grabbing and the big draw there.
And Jay Autobahn made it.
Good lord. Yeah.
Along with the maquettes of...
I just laughed, though. It's like, we need something. Let's put it in the character maquettes.
Seriously, yeah. So hopefully this is something that will continue to evolve as these projects get a little bit closer. But I love that they did this in the first place.
Yes, I agree. I looked around because behind it is still, because before that, like I said, that was the Wish, and on the back was still Disney Cruise Line, like Timeline. That still exists, so perhaps in the future that can change into like when the new stuff that you see on the wall there is going to open. Who knows?
Nice. Well, speaking of Walt Disney World, yesterday the Savannah Bananas hosted their Banana Ball city selection show. And so what this basically was the existing teams all selecting their city. So the Savannah Bananas obviously play in Savannah as their home, but the other teams have home games in different cities. So they're announced basically where they're going to be playing, and that includes well, sorry, I should back up in a second and say they also announced 2 new teams coming to the Banana Ball League. One of them being the Loco Beach Coconuts, which at first I thought they said Cocoa Beach, and that they're going to be based in Cocoa Beach, and I felt very sorry for them. But instead, they are going to be the home team at ESPN's Wide World of Sports. They are going to be playing the Party Animals for 2 days next year, May 29th and 30th. So you can look forward to that. And then the Savannah Bananas themselves will be heading back to Angel Stadium in Anaheim in March. If you want more information, you can go to the Banana Ball site. Sounds like you can enter a ticket lottery for the right to buy tickets, and they start at just $35. But yeah, May 29th and 30th of next year, the latest Banana Ball team will be coming to Walt Disney World.
So to confirm, because I'm in the dark on this,
yeah.
Loco Beach is the Wide World of Sports resort area, as their hometown.
I mean, they're just playing. They're playing at a bunch of different places. They seem to be playing in more tropical locations.
Got it.
So I think that's kind of the theming idea, is like they're playing like Hilton Head maybe and things like that. So no, they don't have like an actual home. The Savannahs have a home stadium. Then there's the Texas Tailgaters. They play mostly in Texas and a couple of games in Oklahoma. And the other ones, they get to be the home team in random cities.
Yeah, because Loco Beach, I saw that announcement. I was like, I don't know where that's supposed to be. So,
right, that's why Cocoa Beach. I was like, oh, they're actually assigning it to a city, and they're not. Although I will say, so the other team that they announced is actually a kind of cool story. It's going to be the Indianapolis Clowns, which is actually an old Negro League team that outlasted that league. They would still do exhibition games and stuff, so they're bringing that back, which I think is kind of cool. It's kind of cool. Tying real history of real baseball and an interesting part of baseball to what is otherwise kind of a silly league, but does take, as Rebecca makes us point out every time, actual athletics. They're playing real games with silly fun rules, but it's not like the Globetrotters. Anyway, heading across the country to downtown Disney at the Disneyland Resort, we already knew that the Earl of Sandwich, the 2-story one, would have a table service restaurant on top of it called the Carnaby. But now we know that Gordon Ramsay is going to be involved in that. The theming sounds like it's staying the same. It's going to be like British Invasion, 60s rock inspired. But because Gordon Ramsay involved, you can bet there is a beef Wellington that is going to be on the menu, just like pretty much all of his restaurants. I've been to steak and I've been to burger.
Okay.
I assume steak had it. I don't know if burger had a beef Wellington, but a lot of them do.
There was another menu item that I thought you had predicted for this.
I'll get to that in a second. Okay. Yeah, they're also going to have tender fish and chips and sticky toffee pudding. But my prediction is, I don't know if it'll be on the. And by the way, apparently there is an actual item at some of his restaurants with this name. But I do think because it's Earl of Sandwich, they need to introduce an exclusive idiot sandwich to the menu, both upstairs and downstairs. I think that would be smart. Not
an iconic moment in television. But yes.
Yeah. So anyway, we can look forward to that. I forget when it opens, probably next year or so. But yeah, interesting that Gordon Ramsay, he already has enough restaurants in Vegas. Now he's making his way west to LA.
2-hour drive. It's not bad.
Yeah. But a new game is
Yeah,
coming out.
if you're not going to Anaheim but staying close to home, a new tabletop game from Maestro Media is coming out. Disney Afternoon Rewind, and I say it's a game. It sounds like it's a volume of 6 different games that can all combine into one large game.
I'm realizing now that your removed background was a little aggressive on Goofy's eye.
Oh my gosh, yes, it was.
It probably looked fine on the white background.
Anyway, not talking about egregious photoshopping errors here, but yeah, so it sounds really cool, and each one is themed with the characters of 6 different Disney Afternoon shows: DuckTales, Darkwing Duck, Chip 'n Dale Rescue Rangers, Gargoyles, Goof Troop, and I always forget the last one, but Chip. Oh no, yeah, I said those ones. But anyway, and one more that's not Bonkers. I know that, but yeah, and it the way it read, if I had to compare it to anything, was Villainous, where it sounds like you can get the individual games, but you could put them all together and play one massive game. And it sounds like they're going to do this with more Tailspin. Thank you, Fred Ramirez. But yeah, so that's Kickstarter's launching for that this fall, and then more. But this isn't the first Disney game from Maestro Media. They did Donald Duck Camp Rangers or something like that. But a Donald Duck game on his anniversary last year. So
I'm gonna Geo say, I don't know why I'm looking at the comments when that's your job, but I did see this and said Casey is tropical now. I think it's the Indianapolis Clowns that are going to be the home team in Kansas City, if I remember correctly from the 2-hour thing that I watched. But yeah, they might be playing the Coconuts, but the Coconuts are not the home team. So I don't think the implication is that Kansas City.
You're not bitter about having a banana ball thing.
Anyway, I'm the banana ball expert, apparently. Not really. I just was the only one on. Tangled. We heard a while ago that a Tangled live action was in production, and then we heard that it was halted. But now, apparently, back on, and thanks, Riley, for this cursed image. Apparently, Scarlett Johansson is in talks to play Mother Gothel in this proposed live action movie, which is still apparently being directed by the Greatest Showman director, Michael Gracie, and Jennifer Caton Robinson is penning the script. So my guess here is that Snow White killed this, put it in a turnaround, and then Lilo and Stitch revived it and moving forward in development once again. So will we actually see this? I don't know, but perhaps. We're going to go back to Walt Disney World now because we told you when we were together on Wednesday about some price increases, and they continue. But in this case, you're getting advance notice that there's going to be a price increase. So the California Grill at the Contemporary has a 3-course prefix menu. Previously, this was $89 per adult, and you could get deluxe wine pairings on that for an additional $72. But starting November 7th, less than a month away, it'll raise up to $99 per adult. Plus, if you want to do wine pairings, that'll be $78 now. So you still have a little bit of time. I don't know how many reservations are still available or if you'll be in the area, but if you want to save yourself $20 or so, you have a limited time to do that. Tony?
Oh, okay.
You can start as I pull up your scoop, as it were.
I spent a lot of time on a plane recently, and I got to catch up on some of my favorite podcasts, one of them being Conan O'Brien Needs a Friend. And in one of their most recent episodes, we found out that 2 of Conan's chill chums, his assistant, his executive assistant, Sonam Obsessian, and producer Matt Gorley, were tapped to provide voices in an upcoming episode of Big City Greens. Now, we don't know much other than that. They didn't really talk about it. But they did say that whatever episode they're in will air in 2027, probably, which is part of season 5. Big City Greens, the last 2 seasons have spanned over the course of years. Season 4 debuted in September of 2023, and it just wrapped up, I think, in June of this year. Granted, there was a movie in there with Big City Greens, Spacecation, but season 3 before that lasted, I think, like 2 years over time. But yeah, so they are in production on season 5 now. So this is obviously going to be a season 5 episode that we probably won't see until 2027. But yeah, they just said that they were doing it. And it was they initially approached Conan first, and he said he rejected it, but he also said, I don't remember seeing this. So somebody just probably said no on my behalf. And then those two got picked up instead. And now they joined Danny DeVito, Tom Hanks, Colin Hanks, Lucy Lawless, and a number of other high profile folks who have lent their voices to characters on that show.
So basically, we just need them to ask Doobie or Benji to be on the show, and then maybe it'll fall to you.
Yes, agreed.
Well, Dancing with the Stars, in addition to airing on ABC, it's currently in its 34th season. It's bringing back the Dancing with the Stars live tour next year, hitting the road for 74 dates. It'll kick off January 22nd in Akron, Ohio, and run until May 2nd in Salt Lake City. Mandy Moore, who is not the pop star, but the choreographer associated with like La La Land and so many other movies, will once again be choreographing for this. And so if you're interested, check out our article and find out how you can get tickets for this live tour.
Would you spend cash on those tickets?
Well, it'd probably be hard to buy them online with cash.
That's
fair. In fact, you might have to use a card.
And speaking of only being able to use a card, several locations at Walt Disney World have popped up with this new sign that says cashless location, following in the steps of other parks that have gone completely cashless. It looks like Disney's making that effort in some spots, not all spots, but it's mostly limited to snack carts or outdoor vending, the slang term being ODV, if you're familiar.
Yeah, you know me.
But outdoor vending locations where you would get popcorn, bottled beverages, sometimes fountain drinks too, are now switching to mostly cashless, as long as they have that sign. I also wanted to point out too that sign is small, so it makes me wonder if it will come off as operational need demands. But this is brand new. I think it's only a few days old at this point that we started seeing these around Walt Disney World. I don't think they've been spotted at Disneyland yet, but
yeah, well, we haven't had a chance to get down there, but yeah, I think it's interesting because it's funny because the ODV cards used to be, even when like the other places would take cards, they were the last bastion of only cash.
Yes.
So how the turntables have turned. And then we are going to get to our Disney Plus top 10 as soon as I remember to log in.
Well, real quick, I'll catch up on some comments. Gio agrees that the theory about the banana ball, that does sound right. There's something about an oldie against them. Didn't remember the deets. I know I said Goof Troop, so Goof Troop was the one I didn't miss.
Yeah.
And then Gio is also scared of that Mother Gothel in Riley's image.
Yeah, I forgot to play that when we checked it for Sorcerer's Streak. But we're going to actually look at it with TV 14. Although we're going to check it with TV 14 first. I'm actually curious to check the TVMA ones. Hotel Transylvania, number 1. Hocus Pocus 2. Some Disney being represented. Mickey and Minnie's Holiday Songs Halloween. Then Hotel Transylvania 2. Wizards Beyond Waverly Place, which I hear has a banger of a finale with some big news in there. Twilight 1, as it's called on here. Halloween Town 2, Calabar's Revenge, Halloween Town High, Haunted Mansion, and Thunderbolts: The New Avengers. Let's go over to my profile and see.
Do you ever feel like these are staged?
There's things I question about it. Okay. Chad Powers pops in, as well as Marvel Zombies. And then, the rest of it is the same. So there you go. It's Tron Ares week, as they just opened last night, opens today. And Mike Celestino saw a triple feature.
Yeah, he did as he called it, the Maratron, although I'm pretty sure other people latched onto that name as well.
Yeah.
But ahead of the screening of Tron Ares, they were treated to a light and laser show throughout the El Capitan Theater. It's really cool. We have the video up. Check it out. But it also includes music from Tron and Tron Legacy, as well as Tron Ares. Further backing that a lot of people nowadays know the movies more for their soundtracks than the actual movie.
I've heard this new movie referred to as one big, long, expensive music video.
When I heard the same with Tron Legacy. It was the world's greatest Daft Punk music video. So,
yeah, very cool.
Anybody
and then
catching that movie there through October 22nd will be treated to that Laser Light show at the LCAP.
Our own Alex is currently in New York City at the New York Comic Con, and we have a live blog where you can catch it all. Right, looks like Simu Leo is talking right now. That's pretty cool. There's an Alien Earth panel yesterday. Lots of Hasbro stuff, including a Tron set. So you can check all of that out on Laughing Place. What you do is you just go to our homepage. You see right up here what we're covering. It's on every page. And my New York Comic-Con live blog is right there for you to click. And then Tony, I requested, as I told you before you even went to Paris, I'm like, I'm going to have to hear your first-timer thoughts and opinions. And so you did that for me.
Yeah, I did. I feel like I only I'm going to say a little more than scratch the surface, but I didn't really deep dive as much as I could.
It's pretty long.
Yeah, it's pretty long.
For a surface scratch.
I had some other thoughts that I saved for other things that might come online later on. But yeah, most of it, it's mostly positive, but there's also negative. And it's also critiquing the domestic parks pretty hard in some spots. But yeah, live entertainment astounded me there. Some of their park operations and guest flow astounded me there. Things confused me there. Is that my hand?
No, I think it's a rock.
Okay. Why did I pick that picture if that's my hand in it? Yeah. So Discoveryland, I said, is beautiful. I love the look of it, but it kind of is going the same way as Tomorrowland's domestically, where it's dated, even though it's not supposed to ever feel dated.
Yeah.
And not knowing what it's doing. Speaking of not knowing what it's doing, this whole park, but I know they're in the process.
It knows what it's doing. It's working towards something.
It's working towards something. And I guess this is just filler until we get there. I could do another article about this thing. But Cars Road Trip.
Cars Road Trip is terrible because, as I've said before, the worst part is that there's the billboards and they're talking like you're going to get to see some sort of cool effect, and it's just a billboard. It's literally nothing. But if you frame it in the context of getting to save Catastrophe Canyon, do you appreciate it at all on that level, or are you like, no, it should have just died?
So much like with the Main Street Electrical Parade in 1997, you've told me something is gone forever, at least in Florida. So I've accepted its fate and it is gone. So seeing it again was cool, but I don't like that they blew up a sentient, happy truck. I know
it's a little weird, but
yeah. It was cool to see it again, and it felt very properly maintained, which I enjoyed. But at the same time, like, seeing it again was a nice treat, but I've never expected to see it again. So
yeah, fair enough. Well, yeah, you can check out Tony's article over on Laughing Place for more of his thoughts on his heft.
So
yeah, I appreciate it.
And the rest.
Well, in some unexpected news, at least unexpected to be talked about on this show, the Heisman Trophy ceremony is coming to ABC for the first time. You can catch it on Saturday, December 13th at 7 p.m. Eastern, capping off a day of lots of sports, including one that is apparently the Cricket Bowl. And I thought at first that they were literally showing cricket on ABC.
I did too.
I was confused. Also, shout out to Tony for this featured image. It's basically an inside joke between the two of us.
Or if you like retro television campaigns from 20 years ago. But yes.
So the Heisman Trophy coming to ABC this December. And then Vero Beach is 30 and flirty and thriving. Is it not, Tony?
Beach, yes. Turned 30 on October 1st. That was YIL. Yesterday I learned that it was the anniversary is the same day as
another day. Come on. It's a little crowded there.
You could even done October 2nd and it would have been different. But yeah, October 1st, 1995, Disney's Vero Beach, the first standalone Disney Vacation Club resort that wasn't attached to Walt Disney World or any other theme park destination. Celebrated 30 years, and they also honored 3 different cast members who have been there since day one that are all in leadership roles now. But have you ever stayed there?
I have not. I haven't been here. I haven't been to Hilton Head. Have not been to Alani.
Okay.
I could also only name the number of Disney hotels that I've stayed at on probably one hand. So,
fair enough. But no, this is I had been there once, and then after my wife and I got married and our families left town finally, we're like, you know what? And I just booked us a night out there, and we drove. And apparently I was very lucky to have found something that last minute, because it is a small resort and very popular and usually filled with DVC members. So.
And turtles.
And turtles, yes, because they do have a lot of ecological preservation efforts and activities too, because whenever the turtles do make their, I guess you could call it a migration out, and the hatchlings go out into the ocean, they always do some kind of setup, and everything's roped off so nobody can get involved, but be able to see it in, and it's actually pretty cool. I've seen videos and stuff. I've not been there in time for that, but yeah.
The fun stuff.
Well, in this episode of Barely Barely, I do want to mention a couple of new Disney Lorcana products that are now available. I don't know what that is. So one is a collection starter set that you see there on the left. It includes some booster packs from Fabled, as well as a promo card for Tinkerbell Giant Fairy, which is a very cool card, as well as a binder that you can keep all your cards in. The other one that you see on the other side is an Elsa-themed set. You get an Elsa promo card box, and dividers, as well as some booster packs of assorted past releases from Lorcana. So those are now available on Amazon, Ravensburger's site, Target, and all of those places.
I saw the there's like the board game version looking box. That's the starter game to get you involved. We saw it at Target the other night for like $20, and my wife literally had to smack it out of my hands. So she's like, you don't need to get into another thing.
I'm curious what the door is, but I'm going to ignore it. We're going to get this done. I'm going to hope that it's a package and not somebody waiting for me. Of course, if they're waiting for me, they'll just go away, which is fine by me. Anyway, Tony, on this day in 1959, an actor was born. His Disney credits include Saving Mr. Banks and The Handmaid's Tale.
Paul Giamatti?
No.
Handmaid's Tale.
That one's probably better, because I'm second guessing the Saving Mr. Banks, although I am pretty sure he's in it.
I don't know Handmaid's Tale as well as I know Saving Mr. Banks.
You've seen the West Wing?
Okay, so Bradley Whitford.
It's Bradley Whitford,
Yep.
Yes. On this day in 1961, a Disney legend was born, and I learned today that her real last name is Maserati.
Disney legend, what year?
1961.
1961. Last name's Maserati. What are some credits?
The Little Mermaid.
Jodie Benson.
Jodie Benson. Yeah.
Jodie Maserati.
Jodie Maserati. Yeah. On this day in 1967, a composer and director was born. We talked about him earlier this week.
Michael Giacchino.
Michael Giacchino. Yes. On this day in 1985, a famous writer and director and actor was born, and I realized that I was thinking of the wrong credit, so I'll just tell you that he enjoys frozen peas.
But in 1985,
he must have died that year.
Okay,
I
Orson
must have the
Welles?
thing completely wrong. Yeah, it's Orson Welles.
Okay,
I just wanted to make a critic reference. That was the entire reason for his inclusion. Anyway,
that's a real thing. It's not just.
oh, I know.
Yeah. Okay.
On this day, finally, in this day in 1997, we've talked before about blockbuster poster, like video things that you just picture in a blockbuster. This is one of them. It's a Disney comedy, and if I tell you who stars in it, it's going to give it away. So let me see if you have any guesses just based on that 1997 Disney comedy a tape you would see at the Blockbuster.
Jungle the Jungle?
That's a good guess, but no.
Okay. Last time was Operation Dumbo Drop, so it can't be that again. Heavyweights?
No, but if you picture someone like inflated.
Oh, Rocket Man?
Rocket Man, Harlan Williams. Thank you very much for participating in that. Now we're going to get to, we'll do this first. All right. So Sorcerer's Streak. Yesterday or 2 days ago, we asked about Pete Docter. No, there were not any Pixar movies in the top 10. There was 2 Hotel Transylvanias, though. Yesterday's question, rather, is about Goofy. Will he appear anywhere on the Laughing Place featured image between midnight and 6? I did not vote in this one because I have too much sway. I don't think that's happened yet. At least it did not happen in the article that I wrote.
When does it start?
Started at midnight.
Oh, okay.
So
I had one yesterday.
I don't see Goofy there. I did not put Goofy there. I see no Goofy in there, although maybe. Wouldn't that be fun if they hid Goofy in there? So far, no, but you still have 8 more hours until we find out the ruling on that one. But today's question is, will Tron Ares Friday box office, including Thursday previews? So if you see how much it made for Thursday previews, that might factor into your decision. Will it make over 15 million according to thenumbers.com? Place your bets, or rather answer the question. You have until midnight tonight to do so, and then we will get the numbers tomorrow and see if you can continue your streak. Our leaderboard, Luke has taken first place over Jeremy Parker because the tiebreaker is the number of wrong answers, I guess, there. I am in third. Thank you very much. Doobie has fallen to 9th. I don't know how, per se. I guess just by not moving. Maybe people got more right on his pick. Yeah, be playing Sorcerer Streak. We still got plenty of time to go in this season, but make sure you jump on board. And now it's time for the best segment of the week.
All I do is win, 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 no matter what. I'm a loser.
I realized that was not thematically appropriate. One second.
There are winners and there are losers. Who are you?
You should use that one from now on.
That's from Geo. Tony, do you want to go first or shall I?
I'll go first because I'm still thinking of another one. But winner, and this is purely selfishly based, is that Conan's assistants Sona and Matt Aron have been tapped for Big City Greens. Because, and I think immediately of when Benji and I did our podcast interview with the creators, Chris and Shane Houghton, they said for every one person that knows and loves Big City Greens, there's 10 people who've never heard of it. And I think with Sona and Matt, there's such a large fan base for Conan and that podcast that number might get tweaked a little bit. So maybe it'll be 5 people who've never heard of Big City Greens after that. So hopefully it gets more eyes on that show, because that show's a very deserving, well-crafted show that needs more attention, even though it is on its 5th season. So
very cool. Well, that's interesting. We're going to take a look at some breaking news in just a second. But my winner of the week is Disney Imagineering for making obvious decisions, but I'm glad they made them. We just talked about them finally deciding on Monstropolis versus Monsters Inc. and then also making the swap at Epcot to replace the projection bases with the real animatronics. Congratulations to them on deciding that was what you should do. And I can't find the right button now, so we're going to go with this. Oh, there we go. That's the right button. And then my loser of the week, since this is a snake draft, and I'll give Tony another couple seconds to think of his, is this is obvious. Your wallets. Walt Disney World, Disneyland, raising prices. Normally they stagger these things. Instead, they're just piling it all on at once. They can't entirely be to blame, but mostly.
So you went a different way than I was going to go. I was also going to say your wallet, if you're a cash bearer, because of that. But I also thought, in a more fun way, Michael Giacchino, he's kind of everywhere with Zootopia and everything like that. But Disney Night, he had 3, I think, songs on Dancing with the Stars, and they still didn't call it Michael Giacchino Night. When is that happening? So
they should.
Yeah.
You
Yep.
should write to them. So
Yeah,
yeah, that's sad. He's both a winner and a loser in that one.
not all songs need to have music. Or I'm sorry, not all songs need to have lyrics.
Yeah.
All songs do need to have music. That's what makes them a song.
I mean, ask Bjork, maybe not. Anyway, thank you all for joining us for this edition of the Disney Morning Show.
That wasn't Bjork. Never mind.
There's not good. That was
That was Sinead O'Connor.
We are not having trivia tomorrow, unfortunately. Then I have not looked at the schedule to know when we'll be back, but we should hopefully be back sometime next week for at least a morning show or 2 or 3. So be sure to subscribe, ring the bell so you know whenever we go live. And then also pay attention to Laughing Place this weekend. We're going to be at a couple of different D23 events. We'll still be at New York Comic Con and lots of fun stuff. So thanks again. We'll see you all soon. Bye.
Bye-bye.